Said sure, but has to take the dog out and get coffee. Okay. Join us. Oh, hi, friends. We're live. So I guess we're doing GitHub Actions. That's exciting. I guess the backstory.
Yeah, we need to do that is because the Windows tests keep failing, and I don't have a Windows, and I keep thinking I've fixed it, and then they tell me it's not fixed. So.
Yeah. I can share my screen, or if you want to drive either one.
You can. I think you're better at YAML and actions. I think you can drive it.
You're better at YAML. That's not a trap. Let me open up a second window for this. Otherwise, people are going to be looking at. You can look at VS Code. I guess that's fine. I thought maybe. Oh, there it goes. Nope. There it goes. And then I need to just create a new window and bring that over here. What? I'm not signed in? Is this like an incognito window? It is. I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? Like, in what world does that happen? Try that again. Yeah, that's better. It's a different color. That's how I know. Okay, cool. I see notifications and I immediately have to I need to see what these notifications are. It's probably Bob. I saw Bob was doing stuff here.
And the Windows. The whole reason we're here.
Still failed.
Yeah, okay. So the context is we're trying to get these tests, these Flask tests to run.
Yep.
And we're using calls to process to create each, to create the live server, because we create the live server in a process and then it's running in the background and then the tests run. And the issue is the multi-processing spawn versus fork. And let's see. So Windows defaults to spawn, but spawn is not a fork. And so spawn ends up having issues with references not being correct. Whereas if we use fork, the references are correct. But then apparently Windows doesn't support fork. So at this point, I'm actually not sure what to do to get them working on Windows. But at least if we had a Windows GitHub action, I could confirm that they weren't working on Windows instead of having to ask them to test on their machine.
Yes. Also, I just realized in the little link that I sent out on Mastodon, I totally sent the StreamYard link and not the YouTube link. So if random people just start joining, you're not getting into the green room. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's not for you. But I updated my link, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, ultimately we went to GitHub Universe and they were like, yeah, for what you're doing, you should probably just build a GitHub action that you can then push across these tools. And because having to redo this a few times, and I mean, I guess we could, could this just be a Python? Oh no, it couldn't just be a Python thing, because for Windows we have to do the install stuff, and that's where it gets goofy.
Yeah, we need to install Postgres and Mongo.
Okay, so if we were going to start, it would be like how to build a GitHub action. I don't think that's it, because that's going to be like, here's how you create an action. But it's like, I want to create an action for
there you go.
The marketplace. Yeah. So we're talking about the uses type thing, not the you can just go into GitHub/workflows. So is this a Docker would it be a Docker container action or no? Or is this
Well, no, the
thinking
whole thing is that for Windows, we can't use, we're
we
not
can't
using,
use Docker? Okay. Publish in GitHub Marketplace. So I'm guessing it's a composite action.
so we could even start not necessarily with the action, with just like writing the steps, right? And then turn it into an action. We don't have to like jump to the action. So we could just start with on Windows, this is what we want to do.
So we're saying on Windows. So what do we want to do? We want to like install Postgres, add our configuration. Profit? Like, is that where we are?
Yeah. If we can get Postgres installed.
Okay, so there's chocolatey. There, I don't know if that's how you spell it. There's manually. So those are kind of the two that I know. And I feel like chocolatey is probably an easier route because then it's going to be, it's like homebrew. So,
Okay.
you know, I
So
think
I
it's,
usually, what I do is I always search GitHub to find
Yeah.
out who has done this before. So let's see. So we're looking for something in GitHub/workflows, and we're looking for Postgres and the Windows runner.
so aside from the really horrible name on the browser, one of the browsers that I was trying, one of the things that they have is this like, you can do a shared browser. It's called Sigma OS. And this is like the perfect example of when that is such a powerful tool.
Oh, right.
Because you're like searching for stuff and I'm like, I have no idea what you're searching for right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we could both share our screens and I can just bounce back and forth between the two. That is going to confuse people eventually, but
So
I think
you-
it's more helpful than you saying you're doing something, you start typing furiously, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what did you do?
Okay, I put my GitHub search in the
I can't.
in the comments. There we go. Isn't that a good search?
Yeah, I need you to like actually send that to me because otherwise I can't copy and paste it. Everybody in the chat, go look at what Pamela is searching on the internet. It will help you. Let's see, there were labels in there. Let's see, github.com, search. Good thing I know query syntax or something like that. And then you're searching workflows Postgres. Workflows Postgres. And then you're looking for, Windows. And then you're doing type code.
Well, I am very specific. I'm using the path operator. So I do path : .github/workflows because I'm trying to only get. So that's what it was. Path : .github/workflows. Yeah, and then I did, Windows and Postgres.
I got nothing.
I don't know what type code is. Type code. That was just a query parameter in that URL. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So then I just kind of like check out different options, see what people are doing, see if it gives me ideas. I think like that Diesel one looks kind of promising.
Install Windows Matrix backend, Postgres.
Yeah, because look at then is that chocolatey?
Yeah, they're using chocolatey.
All right, well that's a vote for chocolatey.
Can we steal it? It's Apache license.
There you go.
So this is a great idea. We should just do this. They're using SQLite though. Unless they have like okay, no, they have different options. Here's one for Postgres.
Yeah, because it says install Postgres Windows.
That's Mac OS.
No, yeah, line 153, the one that's highlighted.
Oh, I looked
That's what we
up.
need.
I was looking above it here and saw SQLite. Okay. So, yeah. So they're just doing what? A GitHub path, GitHub environment, and then is that like hard coding the password? That's interesting. Okay. So go to that. I'm saving all your cool searches here. So what you're suggesting is that we capture this thing, what he did here, and we try that and just see if that works, and then maybe we don't have to build an extension after all.
Well, I think like actions are just wrappers, right? So
Yeah.
Right, in at least some sorts of forms of action. So I would start with just not dealing with the wrapper layer, the abstraction layer, and just saying, can we get this to work?
Okay.
And then see, does it make sense to make something reusable?
I definitely think it would make sense because I like what he's doing, where he's doing, or I'm saying I like where this person is like checking for individual runners and then doing individual install steps. I do think that could be if we were looking at just this is what you do with Postgres. I feel like that would be cleaner if it were its own thing. I also think it would be something that might get actually used a lot by folks.
Yeah.
Not to chase clout, but like having to copy and paste all of this is a nightmare if I just want Postgres. Being able to do uses Jay's Postgres action or Jay and Pamela's Postgres action, that might be significantly easier for folks. But for that, let's go to, do you want to just do it in this one, the Flask Postgres Flexible?
Yeah.
Let's just do a code space. Why not? Ooh, that build. I'm doing all of this here just so I can open it up in a code space and not have to. Oh, can we do this in a code space, or is that going to be a problem? I don't think it should be a problem.
Do it
right?
in the code space. Yeah, I mean it's going to run on GitHub ultimately. So
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of doing it in a code space just because then we know that the database is set up and all that stuff too.
wait, like we're gonna.
No, not run the action in the code space,
like,
but
I don't think we can run Windows.
yeah, it's just whenever if I'm doing development locally, then I wind up bouncing back and forth in and out of the code space just because of.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay, so is what we're trying to do like?
Okay, so yeah, we want to on Windows or if Windows. So
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have. So right now we're using Docker, like a compose sort of thing for our GitHub action. Are we gonna do just a separate action for, or we just give up on using compose because we can't use services for Windows. So it's like just incompatible with using the service runners.
Giving up on compose seems like a lot. I do think for the actions, we probably do wind up giving up on compose, and we just use that Docker file.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just for that. I'm just talking about the actions because as far as I know, we have a GitHub action right now that has services in it. And I don't think, and it's that just the fact that there's services in there causes an error when it uses the Windows runner. And I don't know that we can optionally include services. So I think we either have to have a GitHub action file that's, Linux only that uses services, or and like a separate one, or we have to give up on services entirely.
So I agree with if we can't use services, I think we give up on compose. Since we have that Docker file for the app itself, I think that might, do we have to give up on Docker as well at the same time? I don't think we need Docker at that point because we can just do the build steps because we have our,
we may not need Docker.
We have our entry point .sh that we could use.
Well, entry point.sh that's for running the server. We don't necessarily do that when we're running the tests. So I don't think we want to use entry point.sh. For the test, we want requirements-dev.txt as well.
Okay, so
let's take a look at the action.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we look and see what this is doing now. Oh no, it's test, right? Currently we only have that in there. So currently we're doing the image. What are we doing the image for? Or the services, which is basically just copying our. So basically we'd be taking that out, or we would be swapping that with.
We would make it an option. We need to turn that into an optional step that runs on Linux versus Windows versus Mac.
Yeah, I think we would. I don't like the idea of saying if it's Linux, then we do this services thing, and if it's Windows or Mac, then we do something completely different. I would just rather do something completely different for all three.
Yeah. Well, I also just don't think we can do optional services. I think it just breaks the whole thing. So, okay, so then we're gonna add a step. So probably the step is after or what is it? It's a name. We have a matrix. The name is the name of a step, right? So it needs to be inside the steps.
It's like that. And then technically you could,
But those have I'm confused because each of the steps has a name.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're not wrong. Well, wait. Oh, because services if they're services, they're outside of the step.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
So the thing I'm trying to figure out is, do we do the checkout step? Is the checkout step always the very first step, or do we need to tell it? Do we check out and then we install Postgres?
I'm trying to see what the diff was. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I didn't completely break something in my patterns.
Do we make sure? Let's get the GitHub Actions extension if we don't have it already. I don't remember, because that'll yell at us for our bad YAML. There we go.
Well, is it the one from Matthew or the one from GitHub? Does the GitHub one, because it just says it does the actions and runs, does it also have?
I think it has the linter. Yeah, I think
syntax highlighting.
Yeah,
integrated. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is unexpected value steps. Okay, that's inside of the matrix. Hold on.
No, steps should be at the same level as matrix. I think it just needs to be dedented once.
Where did it go? No. There it is. I see it.
Oh.
I can't see. So I just.
Can you make your make it bigger? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now you'd never know we were in a browser other than workspace at the top. Well, even then. Yeah. So that,
Dedent the steps.
but it was yelling. It was saying that. Oh, great. I might just want to open this. Where did it go? Oh no. Oh no. You know what? VS Code open. Code space open. Because if that happens a lot, I'm going to have a problem. I would just rather open the code space up in my actual browser or in my actual editor. Okay, we are still in the code space. Really? Okay. Okay. By the way, for the folks that did not know that you could do that, yes. If you open your command palette, you can just do code spaces and you can open up a code space inside of VS Code. And it'll look for code spaces that are running and which ones you created first and give you that option. Oh, yeah, and then all of my other extensions are going to jump in now. Those can go away. All right, so tests. Here's where we are. It was saying... It was raising an error on that. It's not now, which is good, I guess. Also, is the text big enough? Or does it need to be bigger?
Yeah, this is good now.
Okay. Oh my goodness, all of my extensions are now trying to install and run at the same time, which is not... Pamela, this is hard. Streaming is hard. I don't like it. Okay. Yeah, see, now it's yelling at us. Oh my god.
Okay, so what did it say? I'm just going to take a look at, okay, jobs, builds on, runs on, container M, steps. Okay.
It was saying unexpected value steps. Is it because I need a dash?
No. I'm just comparing to another one. So jobs, test. Wait, I think you need to be dedented to the level of runs on. Are you dedented to the level of runs on? Oh, dedent. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to add a step either after setup Python or before setup Python.
So name, it's going to be setup Postgres. Mm-hmm. How is there not like how is there not a uses? That's just impressive that there isn't a uses like an extension already.
I feel like, well, if we're just doing Mac, maybe this one's, so is this going to be the Mac one? So we need to add a conditional, right? So set up Postgres.
This would be all of them.
I think we have to do, I think we have to do a different step because the if is going to apply to the whole step. So I think that this one has to be like set up Postgres parentheses Linux and then has an if that says, if runner.os equals Linux.
1 second. We have a guest. We have a new contestant trying to enter the chat. Oh my goodness! Why do I keep opening the wrong window? There. Okay.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, we have folks saying hello in the chat. Hello, hello. And there we go.
Hey, how's it going?
The doctor is in the house. So Sarah, catching up, we are trying to do kind of a local mod to our existing GitHub Action, and then from there making the decision on whether or not it should be a GitHub Action that is then in the marketplace where we can do uses or whatever, and then other folks can use it as well.
Dope.
And of course, YAML. Oh, I should have worn my YAML shirt. I have a shirt that says YAML yelling at my laptop, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Man, that would have been a pro streamer move, I guess. So, Pamela, you're saying that we need to do our if in here?
Yeah, the if is going to be there. So we need a step for each of the databases and machines. So we'll pretend we're only doing Postgres right now, since this is the Postgres one. You got a lot of faith in those. Yeah, no, go for it. Maybe that will work. What did they do? Let me take a look at what they did.
I mean, other than them breaking, they need to be on a single line. Implicit keys need to be on a single line.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's see. Install Postgres Linux. I mean, this looks similar to what the example that we were looking at does. So they do apt-get update. Okay, you did that. Install -y. libpqdev in Postgres. I forget. libpqdev, I think does something. I forget what it does. I don't think we need contrib. We're not doing very fancy things.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, okay. If you look at that, do you still have that diesel example open? They do something interesting on the next line. Line 51. Go up to line 51.
151 or just 51?
Just 51, because I'm looking at Linux. Okay, so we've got that line 50, and then they do host all. Basically, I'm not sure what they're doing. I do remember pghpa.conf is this file you get errors about when you haven't set up SSL correctly. I remember that. What is?
We do occasionally not set up SSL correctly.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm just looking at the docs for pghpa.conf. Client authentication is controlled by configuration file, which traditionally is named pghpa.conf and is stored in the database's cluster data directory. HPA stands for host-based authentication. A default is installed when the data directory is initialized by initdb. Okay, well, the question is whether we need that or not. We could try without it and see what happens. I can also take a look at some other examples and see what people do.
I'm mostly just adding this so I can actually see what's happening side by side, because there's a lot here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were just going to do update. They're going to do update a bunch of stuff. This seems like a debug. Actually, I want to make sure. Because I won't go back.
Yeah, other folks definitely have ways of making HBA.conf files. I feel like there must be documentation that talks about this too. We didn't check yet. Is there a GitHub action for? I guess the thing is, you're not going to file a GitHub action for installing Postgres on Linux because most people would just use the services. But let's just see. Creating. Oh, there's an action. Oh wait. Did we take a look at this? Set up Postgres for Linux, Mac, Windows. Did we already look at this option?
Yes, we did. I think.
What would you do?
Well, no, we looked at it and we thought that, like, okay, this could work, Wait, is this the right one? This just sets up.
No, I
Post-
just linked to another one. Setup Postgres, setup dash Postgres.
This one. Wait, what's the?
Yeah, the one you were just hovering over. Setup Postgres. Wait. Oh, that's setup PostgreSQL. Not the same. Get rid of that QL.
Yours has QL.
Oh yeah, but it's called setup Postgres in the thing. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so it would seem that. Oh, so yeah, we don't need to do anything. We're good. We just use theirs. Oh wait, I think there was a question of what is this doing, and do we want? This feels like it would be okay.
Yeah, we can take a look at their code.
The actual source, yeah.
Creating a new user. I mean, it's using Python. That's cool.
Yeah.
Runs on Linux action runners. Postgres client path.
Maybe action.yaml is that where it all is?
Yeah, I believe so. I wasn't sure if Sarah was going to be here, so I took a minor quick read in on like how these setups work. Okay, so pre-installed SQL Server, a bunch of stuff. These are your different inputs that come in, and then these are the steps. So it's a composite one, which we were looking at earlier, like the different types. Prerequisites, it just basically checks the runner and then does a thing. pgconfig bind directory, GitHub path, puts a bunch of stuff in data.
Well, where does it install Postgres?
Set up PostgreSQL database.
It says pre-installed.
The Postgres database is a pre-created database meant for use by users. There's no way to parameterize the name, so all we can do is avoid creating a database if provided the name is Postgres.
Okay, that's just because Postgres always defaults to making a Postgres database. So that's fair. But I'm trying to see if it ever actually, because this is like after you've got Postgres installed. So maybe this doesn't
Set up
a pre-installed.
Yep.
So this would not work either for what we're trying to do.
Well, can you just in your action?
Depend on this one.
Well, so use this for all the setup and like logging and everything configuration. If you're already like in the Linux if switch or whatever, what you had already of just doing the apt-get install, the actual tool, or I think you can only use Docker images for the Linux stuff. So
I'm trying to
alternately start with the Docker for that.
You're saying do something like that?
Basically.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't do any of this. We would just do it wouldn't even be if it's Ubuntu. If it's Ubuntu, you do this, and then if it's we're not doing Mac OS right now because we can't afford it, and they won't let us. They just won't let us do it. Windows latest, I think was what it was, and then from there you would just do whatever the run steps are.
Mm-hmm. And then after both of those, you should be able to continue with configure Postgres.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise my hand because I just read it that what it's saying is that there are Postgres binaries baked into the runner images. That's why this one doesn't need it. Yeah, I'm finally realizing why it works because they have a CI themselves, right? So it uses the Postgres binaries baked into the GitHub Actions runner images.
Oh, so you're saying that we can just
we can just if this is still working. Let me see when last year they had a successful check. The CI worked on everything. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess we somehow missed that there are Postgres. Postgres is built
Trying
into
the
the
easiest
images.
thing of, is it already there? I'm looking up what's in the actual default image here. One sec.
Oh, it says, okay, wait, it's so definitely Ubuntu. We use no third-party repos. It doesn't list it, but maybe did it deprecate it? I don't know. Their CI passed a year ago. I know their CI passed a year ago. Let's see.
Do we need to get like someone from like an engineer from GitHub and be like, hey, can you tell us if this is a thing?
I'm sending it. There's a public repo of what's in the actual, or like the definition of the images.
Okay.
So, included software. Are you doing 22?
Oh,
Okay,
I see. I found them as well. Okay, so Windows. Are you looking? What do you look at? Scripts? Windows.
From the README, they had a link to installed software.
Are we gonna have a problem with this being Windows Server? I don't think we should.
I don't think so. It does list PostgreSQL 14.10 for the Ubuntu image. I don't know if that's too old.
I found no, that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. I did find there's an install Postgres script for Windows, so that's promising that they have that in their repo. Windows README. Oh yeah, there's a Windows README. Okay, and it says Postgres. 14.10, same.
Yep. So, ding, 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 you already have it.
Okay.
Yay!
So all we need to
that
do
should be literally all you need.
So we just need to
take a
set
look,
up.
like if you go to that set up Postgres repo, you can take a look at their CI and see how their CI is set up, because we're basically going to do very similar.
Of course, there it is.
There we go. Yeah, and took a look. Go to their repo. That one, yep. And then look at their GitHub workflows.
No, that's the Matrix OS. Yep, that looks right. Interesting. Oh, and then they provide their environment variables here. So they're not doing anything. Run setup Postgres uses their local Postgres and then setup Postgres. Okay. I like it.
Things are easier than we're like already like cracking our knuckles, like, all right, we got to
They don't even set up Python, but we like having a matrix of Python versions.
Yeah, there is Python in all the images, but it's probably not the versions you want.
Life is better when we don't have to do it, is what I'm hearing. Which I am 100% on board with. So they just did this with environment, so we don't even need to do that. We just need to do this. We drop this down. We come down here. Oh, look, we already have these environments configured. Now we just need to make sure that they're... Ooh. How does that work? Because we're passing in all this stuff. Do we not need to pass this in anymore?
Let me see, because I think it said what
You do on line 49. You can see where they do it in the sample. They use the username Yoda and password Grandmaster.
Oh, and the parameterized here, run setup Postgres with these steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but then their expanded connection is hard coded with those values in. So here, when they did this, default. So they have a default job and they have a parameterized job. So the defaults are just Postgres, localhost Postgres, which is, hey, that's what we have. So in theory, we don't need those because those are the defaults. And then we just pass that in. Those steps are all good. Why is it yelling?
We don't need any of that because we're not using. We don't. That's for their thing. We don't need connection URI and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, because we still have to set up Postgres. It's installed, but it's not set up. So that's what their action
No, but I'm
does.
saying the env connection URI, service name, expected connection, expected service name. Those are all environment variables specific to their application.
Yeah, I thought we were using their application.
Like specific to their Python code.
Because they run tests in the.
Because
No,
we're
this is in their
not
CI.
using a connection URI environment variable, so we don't need to set it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, do we still need those for our application then?
We don't need those. Everything should just work.
I'm saying, do we need
Oh, do we
these?
need those? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we should leave those. Yes, you're right. We should leave those because I don't think we have defaults for those. Okay.
Explicit is better than implicit.
So, do we need any of this?
Name, password, database. Okay, yeah.
What does
we don't need any of those because we don't use those environment variables.
this is? So these are all the defaults. I'm guessing that they added. So yeah, we don't need any of these. So yeah, we don't have to do anything but include theirs.
include the environment variables that we need, but set to the values that is set in the baked in one. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're doing all the baked in stuff. Yeah, so we just need to include theirs and then we're good. Sweet. So maybe the build was the adding that we brought along the way. Okay, so let's
Do we add the matrix of OSs? Do we have that yet?
we just need to do this here.
There we go. Yeah, so add Windows latest.
Are we adding Mac OS?
Oh, I guess we can just start with Windows. Windows
Yeah.
is one that I really need.
We can test locally on Mac, of course. All right. Do we have? It's only on here.
So, side question: if you're going with Windows latest, why? Because the Ubuntu one you've specified is not the latest Ubuntu.
I don't know. We should probably just do Ubuntu latest. I don't know.
You're not wrong.
What's the best practice here?
Yeah.
I mean, probably to be explicit about which versions, but
I mean, we
you only
already
have two choices for built-in runners.
we're already fighting against the fact that we're using an older version of Postgres on this versus what we're using in Azure, which I don't think is going to be a problem.
Famous last words.
He says with all of the confidence actions. And then we refresh. Current branch.
Are you using the local GitHub Action runner to test stuff?
No, this is I was hoping since I was in the code space I could trigger the thing here, but apparently I cannot. So that's fine. I don't have GitHub installed in this, do I? No. Fine. Okay. Here.
What do you mean not installed?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean by not installed in the dev container?
Yeah.
That's the GH command, yeah.
The GitHub CLI inside of the. No, yeah. Craft update failed.
You would think I would include that in the default image, but
You know? Well, I don't think we're using the default image either.
Fair.
End-to-end test? Is this the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 minutes, 1 second.
2 minutes, 1 second.
Oh, but that's 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's like that's today. Oh no, that's a new workflow. We don't want a new workflow. We want. Why is the run.workflow not here? Usually there's a button.
I think they moved it. Try clicking on one of the actual runs. I can never find this either. Yeah, like.
But don't we need to explicitly run it from the branch because it has changes in it. So
And
you
that's
need to see the
that's why I
core.
added workflow dispatch so that I could run it, but it's not there.
Oh,
Okay.
there is a branch
we-
selector at the top. under
Oh,
the
branch. Yeah,
Yep. Boop.
there we go. Okay. Well, why don't you just run it once by making a PR, and then maybe it becomes easier to trigger.
Mm. What? I have not seen that.
Added a manual trigger and modified the matrix strategy for tests to include support for Ubuntu's and Windows operating systems and remove the Postgres container setup. That sounds about right.
It's pretty good. Like,
It's
could have mentioned like including the new Postgres action, but yeah,
it's good enough,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
The thing I'd also like is that it has diff steps, so I can go to the individual diff steps and see what
Is
it's
that what
doing.
those link to?
Yeah. Which is that's we should be doing that all the time when you're like, oh, this did this thing, like link to that diff, because then I can quickly, because I mean you can also just go to files changed, but now you don't have the context of this is what this thing did.
Yeah, I do a lot of inline comments on my PRs often if they're long.
Okay.
All right. Moment of truth.
There are way more actions being ran. Test Windows latest. Set up Python. So everything was set up. It's installing dependencies. Oh, we never changed it. So is it doing all of the Playwright stuff? Or did we?
We changed it. I don't know if I don't remember if this repo is updated.
Well, no, because the cruft update failed.
Oh, okay.
I love that we came in with the full intention of today we're going to build a GitHub action. And then we were like, how do we immediately avoid building a GitHub action? And it's like, oh, someone has already built this. We do not need to build it, which is what we should be doing. The power of open source. I love it.
Actually, what we really found out is that Postgres is in the runner images somehow. So I feel like GitHub didn't know that, because I think the GitHub engineers, the GitHub engineers that we talked to at GitHub Universe, I feel like they maybe would have mentioned that.
Yeah, that feels like something that got overlooked really quickly. Oh, so all of these pass. So
I expect Windows to fail because.
I just always expect it to fail.
No, because the QA, we had a QA tester that just tested the test on Windows and posted the error. But I don't expect it to fail on an install dependency. So that'll be interesting, because it could totally fail there too.
Wait, you got a failure somewhere?
From the QA tester.
Oh, you're talking about for the awesome actions.
Awesome AZD,
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you're right. Awesome things.
So,
The awesome .sauce.
install. Wait, why don't you look at the workflow file and see if it's installing Chromium or all the browsers? Oh, it's clearly installing.
I was gonna say I see WebKit right there.
Yeah. Now it's very clear. It's installing all of them. La la la. You can just temporarily change that in this PR for our next run, because I'm betting $1 million it's gonna fail.
We could also just, had we kept a flag that says skip the playwright test, we could have just skipped the playwright tests.
This is awesome. This is exactly the error that the QA tester got.
Yep. Cannot find context for fork. Is this like a pickling error?
No. So let's go back. Let's now open the test. And now it's going to be us learning about how multiprocessing works on Windows. Okay, so go back to comptest.py.
We could also ask Sarah. Sarah, how does multiprocessing work on Windows?
Clearly, let me start into a description of this when I barely know.
In 1990, when Python 0.9 was released.
Wait, Python's that old?
Yes. Go see.
It's older than me.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. We're now all going to go see Python versus hip hop. Get your lessons in. Boom. Copy link address. Link in the chat. The question was a valid one. So, in my talk, I gave a history of major years in Python, including 1990 when 0.9 was released.
So what music was associated then?
Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest, Too Legit to Quit by MC Hammer, and Tupacalypse Now by Tupac.
Nice.
Okay, we're gonna lose Pamela. Pamela's like,
oh no, I'm tooting to see if we can get anyone to join the stream that's good at multi-processing.
She's like, I'm trying to find someone to.
Sorry, I know. I still feel bad for leaving the meeting yesterday when you all were talking about.
no, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
I was just like running out of energy. And... that's okay, so toot done.
No,
okay,
don't
so
let
I'll
emoji picker.
I'll tell you what I know. Okay, so here's the issue. What you can see is that we're creating a live server. So go down to where we actually do the process. What are you doing? Okay. Yeah, I've read through a lot of issues, but
I don't like what it did, so we're just gonna say no.
okay. So go down. I just want to give the context. So you go down.
Okay. Context.
To where we create the live server. So down in live server. Okay. All right. So we do multi-processing that process.
Yep.
And then process that start. In Mac, that processes default to using fork, the fork model.
Mm-hmm.
The other model is the spawn model. That
Okay.
is what they use on Windows. However, if you use the spawn model, then you have issues. You can try out spawn yourself just inside this. I realized I could replicate the Windows issue with spawn by just changing this to spawn. And then you'll see what they were getting on Windows before when we had spawn, and you end up getting let me see if I can find a link to it. Like you get issues because spawn is, I guess, reusing memory if you use spawn. Let me see if I can. This is where
Before
you're
Python
gonna see
3.4, which allows you to force the Windows implementation, there's no mechanism to avoid cross-platform surprises. But in practice, it's rarely been bothered by this.
Yeah, it looks like spawn is the only method that works on Windows. So.
Right. So this is the problem with it because I managed to replicate it on Mac by changing that to spawn. Then I was like, oh, but I fixed it when I changed it to fork. So then I was like, I'll just change it to fork for everyone, not realizing that you just straight up cannot fork on Windows. So at this point, I'm not sure what to do because if we can replicate the issue with spawn. So maybe we should just change it to spawn so we can replicate the issue. I don't know if you've got the dev container set up, but I mean, you could just do this locally. Like we can just replicate it locally by setting the start method to spawn, and that's because that's the default and the only thing for Windows. So we would have.
I should be able to do it inside of the code space.
Yeah, are you in code space? Yeah, in the code space. Yeah. So just do Python 3-m pytest. I don't know if you got this installed.
Pickling error.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, then we can get the pickle. We get the pickle error. If you expand that error or go up, you'll see the longer error. Oh, fancy XV. Okay. So it is not the same object as this. All right. So that's because of the spawning. Because what is spawning? Okay. Sarah, you spawn.
Spawn is a character introduced by the Marvel Universe, or was it DC Universe?
You lost me again.
Spawn.
Okay, spawn is the parent process starts a fresh Python interpreter process. The child process will only inherit those resources necessary to run method. Starting process like this is slow. Fork is the parent process uses os.fork to fork the Python interpreter. The child process, when it begins, is effectively identical to the parent process. All resources of the parent are inherited by the child process.
This feels like a Steve Dower level problem.
So,
I mean, what's the... my understanding from looking at like what you just read, Pamela, would be mostly an issue of resources. So unless you're like super concerned here about how much resources you have running in the container, like fork would only be like strict, from what that said, like kind of strictly better. So it would seem like spawn, like there wouldn't be an issue with choosing spawn ?
Yeah,
unless there's another constraint.
Spawn is our only option on Windows.
Can you add that into the private chat so I can click on it?
Oh yeah, here you go. Here you go.
Oh, I'd already put it there.
Oh, it's the same one? Oh
yeah, it's the docs for multiprocessing.
I missed that.
Multiprocessing package in Python.
I missed that. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well, do you understand how to get it to work with spawn then? That's where I'm
to get which to work with.
So right now we get the pickling error when we do spawn.
Oh. Okay.
Is it?
I didn't understand. I thought that was from using fork, but I guess that would prevent you from seeing the pickling error.
Yeah. Is there... I mean, again, is this like a check for operating system and then do a thing, or?
Honestly, you could also, that was what I was going to suggest earlier, is just do an OS check and choose a different method.
Right, but we're still going to have the we could certainly use fork on Mac, and I've seen people with that setup. But we still have the issue that I haven't figured out a way to I need to get spawn working on Windows. So there's also like, this is very related to, because the whole thing is we originally used PyTest Flask, except that it had this issue. And so I'm like, okay, well, if we move away from PyTest Flask, we have complete control over it. We can make it work. But now I realize that I need to figure out how to get around the same issue that PyTest Flask has.
So then we just need to update PyTest Flask with our fix.
I know. So the thing is, it's interesting though, in that thread, because I linked to the thread, and even our issues linked to this thread. People claimed they were able to work around using really similar code to what we have.
Oh shoot! I forgot to change
they
the
use
thing.
Subprocess. Okay, so does subprocess work differently than multiprocessing? Maybe we should be using subprocess.
I have used subprocess, but only to run commands, never to start a background process.
Okay. Could you take a look at the workaround from September 27th, 2019 in that thread? Because I didn't appreciate, and I don't know, does anyone understand the distinction between subprocess and multiprocessing?
What is this? Did you added?
Oh, let me put it let me make it so you can click. Here we go. Click. Oh,
I don't know if that's what we need, but it was someone else who was getting the same pickling issue with multi-process stuff.
You can switch from pool to thread pool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Thread pool shares memory with the main thread rather than creating a new process. Oh, maybe we should take a look at that instead of moving to subprocess. So look at it. Sorry, it's like the third answer down on Sarah's link.
Sarah's link. Stack Overflow. Got it.
Took a look at. Okay, look at not the first one. Or the one that says to use thread pool.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, this one.
That one. Yeah.
From multiprocessing pool, use thread pool.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't we try that? Because it has a good explanation for why it would work. So it says it shares memory with the main thread rather than creating a new process, so pickling is not required. There's a performance delay, but that's fine. Like, performance is not our issue with
Everything is slow. It's fine. Did we need really quick, because I want this to run faster.
Chromium. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And then we're saying inside of here,
You could be fancy and set up a parameter with the Chromium and have it run the test with Chromium, and then if that passes, run the rest of them.
that would require us to test more than we're already testing now.
Yeah, we only test Chromium now, actually.
Ah,
It's just that Playwright installs all the browsers, even though it defaults to only testing in Chromium. So we're trying to make our installs more efficient by only installing the browser we're actually using.
oh, that makes sense.
Because junk be slow.
Funny.
And then, wait, do we actually use Pool right now?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to introduce this into. I also wanted to see what the actual error was on the Windows side. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same pickling error now, just on both. Okay, that's interesting. So when are they using pools though? So P equals pool for P pipe work doing what? I'm so confused.
Might be okay, so let me see if I can summarize the problem in a way that actually makes sense. So the difference in our models here is fork literally shares effectively the same original part of the computation, and so when it goes to pickle things, it's literally sharing the same memory. When you go to spawn, that's making a new copy of basically trying to replay setup steps so you have a new copy. But if something there is referring to go pickle something from the original thing that spawned it, it doesn't own that anymore. And so it can't, it doesn't have permission or doesn't have access to that memory to pickle it.
Right. So then the question becomes, how do we pool this? How do we introduce pools into our process here?
Yeah,
because it sounds like we're replacing all of this.
Can you find the multiprocessing? It is from multiprocessing, right? So
For multiprocess, import pool or threaded pool is what we would do with pool print. So that's how you do a Python thing, though. Processor spawned by created
Python process that's forking and
so we need to pull the process.
I need to look up your repo here.
And then there's also the option of subprocess and whether. So how is subprocess different than?
So with subprocess,
Spawn. Okay, it says it spawns.
OS spawn. So it allows you to spawn new processes, connect their input output. The module intends to replace several older modules and functions. So system and spawn.
Hilariously, this is an ideal question for Anthony because he's benchmarking effectively.
This is like a let's get Anthony, Brett Cannon, and the half of the faster C Python team in here. And they can sit here and argue for 30 minutes about all of the plethora of ways.
I'm trying to understand what is the difference in does subprocess popen not pickle, or how does it deal with the memory?
I'm just trying to figure out where pooling is involved in here, or spawning is involved here. Replacing the OS spawn family. Okay. This is way above my pay grade. I'm
Okay,
struggling.
I think why don't we try sub-process, because I don't know that we need, wait, we shouldn't need a pool, a thread pool, all that stuff, because we're only trying to start a single process in the background. That's all we're trying to do. So I'm not, because what I'm reading is that multi-processing is about like trying to like, divvy stuff up.
I do know what that command looks like. I just don't. I thought we had to use multiprocess to keep it running in the background or something while we're yielding. Because otherwise, yeah, I mean, the command would just be, oh, where is our command?
The other question is, does the runner have more than one CPU core? Because the threading is a moot point if you only have one core.
Yeah. All we need is to be able to run it in the background. I think that subprocess popen must run in the background just based off the fact that that's what other people are doing in the PyTest Blast thread.
Okay. So we're saying, so I just realized these are all like OS commands that we're doing here with popen and all that. Mm-hmm. We're not doing OS commands. We're doing app.run. So we could we just replace it with the pool? I thought we were doing like a OS command, but I was wrong.
Yeah, we have a function. Okay, well you can try replacing with the pool as well, if you know how to do that.
I am holding on for dear life right now.
We got this. We got this.
I'm gonna ask Copilot and see how.
Yeah, because then you just do with pool and then you pass in a pool thing. Threading module, and a prime example of this is the pool object, which offers a convenient way of the execution of a function across multiple input values, distributing the input data across processes. That doesn't help me at all. The following example demonstrates common practice. So if I'm trying to just understand what this is doing, if f of x, so then you're saying if with a pool of 5, I'm guessing 5 is not the value. Return f with 1, 2, and 3.
I have an answer that might be helpful.
Okay.
Not necessarily specifically for what you're on, but the difference between subprocess and multiprocessing. So,
okay.
Subprocess lets you run and control other programs. Anything you can start in the command line of your computer can be run and controlled with this module. Mm-hmm. Multiprocessing lets you divide up tasks written in Python over multiple processes to improve performance.
That makes sense.
Its API is very similar to the threading module. So yeah, basically, if you have a program, multiprocessing threads it out, and subprocess, which I think is what we want then, is what would basically emulate, having a terminal fork off and keep the service running.
But I don't think we need subprocess because we're not calling another command. We're executing a function.
A Python function right now. So we can try pool. Yeah. I got I think actually Copilot's suggestion is correct. So we create a pool and we say processes equals 1. We need all those new lines. It's gonna be intense. There we go. Copilot know what's up. And then pool.apply async. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know if that's right, but let's see. Run server args equals app with db free port daemon equals
do
true.
Do we need to start the pool? Because their pool was inside of a context manager.
Then you would do. I think that does start I think apply async starts it, but we do need to clean it up.
Do you need to close it after?
So instead of proc.kill, you're gonna do. Oh, interesting. Okay, there's this result.get, pool.close, and pool.join. All right, now I'm gonna look at the docs and understand what could happen. There's also pool.join. Let's see what the docs do.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna Do a quick
Async.
adds Chromium flag to Playwright. And another thing. Oh, there's more private chats. Result get pull close pull join. Those are the three. Okay.
I understand we call get. So there's this get function which removes and returns an item from the queue.
Huh. And see, this is where I was confused because they were doing with P as a context manager, execute some code, and then that like you still get all the stuff in here. So maybe if you're trying to get like a specific thing, maybe.
Yeah, you don't have multiple threads or things you're trying to get back. You just get the one thing.
Yep. Oh, did that fail immediately? Cause that would be a new one. Oh no, it's still running.
Red Bull shares the same interface. Okay. Red Bull. Apply async. The thing I'm really trying to understand is whether we need to call when we should call get, because get will remove it from the queue. So I don't think we want to remove it from the, so I think that's why they call get after we run the test, because we don't want to remove it from the queue.
Oh, that doesn't spark confidence.
Oh,
let's see.
Wait, so why not? Can we just run these locally right now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess we could have. That would have worked too, I guess. I mean,
yeah, that's gonna be.
I think we're gonna get the same error. Oh, no module name subprocess.
Oh,
wait, what?
Just delete that line. Well, you misspelled it.
Comp test.
But we also don't need it right now, so yeah.
I don't think I added it after that. Okay, rough. For the love.
It just wants to make your Python beautiful.
Unexpected keyword argument daemon.
All right.
I mean, that's yeah.
Let me look at apply async. What arguments it takes. So apply async takes func.
How do you get the help the sleeper text on this? 'Cause I'm always trying to figure that out. Go to definition. Go to declaration. Peek. How do I peek? Peek definition.
If you just hover over, it doesn't tell you.
No.
Is your Python interpreter selected correctly? Why doesn't it tell you?
It says I'm using Python 3.12.
I swear that works maybe 20% of the time.
Yeah. I just usually my trick is to like create the function again and see what happens. Go to type definition, go to references, go to definition. There is no definition.
It might be written in C. So if it's written in C code, you're not gonna be able to go to definition.
Okay. It's
zero.
trying something. It's like you've given me valid Python. I can't promise you that it works. Oh, but maybe it does though.
Let's see if they're all gonna run, because we've got both the playwright test and does this only have the playwright test right now, or does this also have the integration test?
This probably only has the playwright tests.
While searching for answers here, I did find an interesting thread on the Python forums about precisely running into problems with things in the pickling errors in multiprocessing, and how like projects having wanting to have testing set up for Windows, and basically this being broken on both Mac and Windows, and POSIX being the only OS that basically the multi-threading, multiprocessing stuff worked. reliably.
Yeah, this is an interesting thread. Yeah, because I ran into so many issues with people reporting, and like in the issue, there's a common thread where either someone's like, "Well, I don't work on Windows at all, so you have to figure it out," or stop, right? But basically, like, it sucks because like it's like
That's the worst.
that's why we like gotta like document like how to run your tests on Windows, and then figure out how to get this working.
Force with its IP is fundamentally broken when threads are in use. How old is this? Last year. Perfect.
Last year, and there's an update from 10 days ago, basically.
Wow.
But basically, they're trying to add to Python better warning messages for this.
Okay. That's an interesting. The experience would be upgrade. Get a message, grumble, follow the instructions, fix the code, move on. In contrast, the current failure mode in your Python process is deadlocking at random with no explanation. This can be impossible to debug for some people. Side benefit, the current situation, code written in Linux might fail with that runtime error. Okay, so what was the latest?
Just people are still having problems with this, but one of the last posts from Gregory Smith has kind of like a to-do list action form that the core team wants to look at.
Yeah, I was also going to say, shout out to Greg Smith for becoming is he a new, I know he was elected this year, reelected as a steering council member, but I can't remember if he was previously a steering council member. But either way, congrats, Greg. Deprecation warning from os.fork. Okay. Default change issue, error message, common failure when switching. The default change issue, error message. Finish exposing an API to try and find how many threads the process has. Exposing an API to try and find out how many threads. Okay. Consider adding the abstract ability to express what semantics are required. Sorry. Make it a little bit more readable.
My point being, it seems like it is a somewhat open question as to how to resolve this.
Ubuntu works. Again.
If we just all switch to Linux, it's fine, right? If we all switch to NixOS.
I'm really confused on why post setup Python came back with a check mark before the run actions did.
Does it have to be green check mark?
UI. I bet it's just it's just oh my gosh.
Ooh. Oh well, 312 failed.
Oh, interesting.
So I think there was a change, maybe a change. Yeah.
PsychoPG.
Importing PsychoPG, the specified module cannot be found.
Are we using the binary or the non-binary version? What's in our requirements?
Had joke in head as soon as you asked. And now I can't answer the question because the joke is still in my head. We are using
binary. Look at the PyProject.toml.
Oh.
Source PyProject. Source PyProject.
Oh, yeah, this one. Well, we have so many PyProject.tomls.
Okay, so we're using the binary, and I guess that doesn't work on Windows. A lot of times they tell you not to use the binary, but we get mixed success with not using the binary. Okay, Jay, do you need to say?
But it didn't fail when we did, so let's do it.
the problem is, so I believe this brings back the other beef of should we even be including 312 in this? Because if you remove 312, problem solved. But I don't think that that's a valid answer. But I also don't want to, if we don't use Psycho PG2 binary, like we use the non-binary one.
I'm looking. So I found this issue in the Psycho PG forum. So I'm just looking through it now.
Y'all's ability to just jump into forums and be like, hey, I found this abstract conversation that started 3 years ago and was updated 2 days ago about this. So good.
Yeah, they closed the PR to add this support like 10 days ago.
For 312 or for the binary?
For the binary Windows support.
Okay.
What version are we on for Psycho PG?
Psycho PG2. Do you need the definitive version? 296. Do we need to update? I see 299 here.
Yeah, we need 299, I think.
Okay. Dependabot, what you doing? You sleeping?
We don't have
it doesn't care about Windows.
Oh yeah. Needs Dependabot. 299. if that's the answer. Also, Psycho PG3 is out, and we're already getting the deprecations about moving to Psycho PG3. But I know that a lot of stuff is not working for Psycho PG3 yet, so I was trying to see 299's the latest. Okay. Sweet. Python.ing pip install. Oh no, we don't need to do that. We just need to change this, and then that should work. Update binary. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, this release added support for 312 and dropped support for Python 3.6. That's the only release notes. Comment, they don't know how to use it. Wow, Copilot, you're so judgy. Rude.
There. I feel better. Got it out of my system.
Who is they?
Psycho PG2.
Isn't that we aren't ready to support?
Well, it sounded like other things that you depend on don't handle psych.
Yeah.
I read that as Psycop G2.
Oh, that is. I do see Psycop.
Not gonna be able to unsee it now.
But who is Psycop?
I don't know, but it's clearly who they refer to.
No, they is Psycho PG2.
Okay.
ASAB assigned. Like,
No. I'm being edgy because I'm on my own stream and I can say and do what I want. There were binary, non-binary jokes in there, and then Sarah said that she saw Cyclops in there, so then I said ASAP. So I guess it would be APAB.
Yeah, APAB assigned Psycho at birth.
No, well, there's that. I need water for that one.
I need my inhaler.
Oh, no.
Jay almost blacks out on stream. That's great.
I don't understand what ACAB stands for if not that.
It's the other ACAB.
What's the other one?
Are bastards.
Oh, that's too funny.
Is there a
That's too
Galactica
funny.
reference? I don't know.
No, it's not. We'll let you in later. Oh no.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, that was
Sign
too
analyst.
good.
That's what I was.
That was too good. Oh, I'm pretty sure I blacked out for a second. Oh wow. Hey Jorge, how's it going?
Is there any motive, like, do you care about it being version 3?
Um,
Because, like, you could set up a switch in your tests where, like, you don't block things on test passing for 3, but if you just wanted to, like, keep an eye on it, as it were, you...
the switching to Psycho PG3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather just not introduce more complexity if we don't have to. So
I just didn't know how much it mattered to be on 3.
no, I mean, I think that there were like Flask gives a deprecation warning of like, hey, you should be using Psycho PG3. Oh yay, all the tests passed. We can finally get these added to Awesome AZD now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at our changes. I think we need to clean it up.
I'm gonna discard those changes because that was just the comment that I added. Okay, so I keep forgetting that the browse isn't there. GitHub open. Okay. All right, so all checks. Yay.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, that's great. And then Pamela, you wanted to see what the differences were. So inside the tests, we add Windows latest. We remove. We can actually remove these instead of the. We have them commented out currently. Okay. So then inside of that, why are there two? This is going to bother me unless it has to be that way. But why are there two indentations? Okay. Also, just...
Do you need a new line with the width? Is 19...
This one?
Like, the line after that? Do you need a...
Oh, no. I don't know where that came from either. That looks good.
I feel better now.
Yeah. Oh, no. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Oh, we can remove work. Or do we want to keep workflow dispatch in these?
I never feel bad about having that, but...
Okay.
Your mileage may vary.
That means... Well, we're already having to change a workflow, which means that we're going to have to do a manual update of all the things, which means I get to use the new CLI. Yes! I love an excuse when I get to use the new CLI.
The new GitHub one?
No. So Cookie Cutter Roller Cloud has a CLI.
And
And
is it
I
made
just-
in Rich?
It is made in Typer, which uses Rich.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll come back to...
to...
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Where was my pull request changes? Here we go. Nope. Yes, no, maybe. I'm missing that button. That's the button I need. Okay, so test.workflow, we added the thing. That's the only thing we did, and we removed the SQL, and now we're using the built-in SQL. This should probably actually be in the comments for like why we did this. Because it's kind of a big deal. I don't know. Oh, wait, what? No, comment. Let's see. We actually, it needs to be in the Cookie Cutter Relic Cloud comments, not in these comments. Okay, so that's fine. Test local, do we still need multiprocessing?
I think that would be a redundant.
Yeah. I don't think we're using it anymore. Oh, right here. Do we need this?
So if we don't do it, then we risk like not replicating the Windows experience. I feel like the safe thing is to explicitly set it to spawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we're always replicating the Windows experience. In case someone later is like, oh, why do we need this complicated thread pool async? I'm just going to remove this. And then, yeah. So I would say like the comment for that is we're using spawn across all operating systems for consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mac defaults to, otherwise they default to their own thing. And that is really confusing.
So the comment on line 12 then also should be deleted. Linus.
Oh.
Nice.
Come on. Okay. Okay, so in that case, we do need multiprocessing still.
I don't know if it'd be useful to include a link in the comments there to that Python official Python forum thread. I don't know if you like doing that, but that might. I think that was the most helpful thing we saw there.
And that's
the last link you got there.
This one?
Yeah.
Default multi.
Just in case someone wants more information.
Yeah, I like it. I agree. Okay, so wow. Just have a good laugh. That just resets your brain. Like I feel like
endorphins, yo.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. That's good. PyProject.toml, we update this. So I'm gonna need to know how to backload all of this into Cookie Cutter Relic Cloud, which we can do. We've got an hour. Well, we've got 30 minutes left, Pamela, before you got to do something. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we changed the workflow. We added spawn, added threaded pool, added pull command, updated psychopg to 2.9.9. Okay, that's everything in there, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. All right.
Do we want to try the macOS runner, or did you say it costs money? Oh, you just mean like generally CI runs cost money, but this is
no. I mean it's not our money, so I'm okay.
For stuff like that, I often put a conditional on that the Windows and POSIX ones or Windows and Linux have to pass first, and then it will run on Mac. So that basically, if you're doing the thing I normally do of just spam try it to run it, then it runs the expensive one less.
How do you do that?
You just can put an if statement, and I need to look up what the syntax is, but basically you can say, I think you can say if another matrix entry passes,
like fails,
then run.
Yeah. Oh, would it just be like fast fail? Because if fast fail, if any of them fail, then they automatically fail.
But it would start the Mac one then in parallel. So
we have fail fast as false. Fail fast false means that it'll continue testing if any of the other ones fail.
Either way.
Yeah.
Wait, can you share your
Yeah. Let me look it up here.
I added Windows, by the way, just to see what happens here.
Or Mac?
Yes. Correct. Because I thought the error was more like, hey, Microsoft ain't paying for it to do Mac OS because it was like a beta thing.
Really? I don't remember that. We'll find out.
Because the Mac OS latest is the ARM one. Oh, I need to check that now. GitHub Actions Mac OS Runner M1. Yeah, are now available in public beta. And then you need to do... Oh yeah, no, I messed it up because it's macOS latest extra large. And then the Intels are the others. So this is running on the Intel one, which doesn't really help us. I mean, sure, maybe it helps us, but it doesn't like I'm at the point now where it's like I'm not testing against the Intel versions because it's not like they're coming out with a new one. That is a slow deprecation.
So extra large means ARM.
Extra large is ARM.
It's so weird. Sounds like McDonald's.
Extra large ARM. The Mac OS ones work as well, it would seem. Why is Windows so slow?
Great question.
It's a screenshot. Don't worry, we'll wait. We'll just do that one.
Oh, you know what we haven't done is Mongo.
Yeah, we haven't done MongoDB yet.
Yeah. So this is only going to work in, what are we going to do then?
Accept the failures and keep it moving.
I assume Mongo's not installed by default on the images?
We can check. Runner images. Oh, for some reason I thought I saw Debezium in here. I was like, wait, if you got Debezium and you don't have Mongo, like, what are you doing?
It does have Mongo.
Oh, perfect. See?
Hallelujah. Okay.
Where did you see this?
I just Control F for Mongo.
Oh, that's smart. You smart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, MongoDB. There we go. Do we need to
We would still need to like do a setup stage, which is like to start the server, but
So then we just need to do like...
now we just need to see if they have set up Mongo GitHub Action.
Yep, I was going to say GitHub Action, set up MongoDB for Linux, Mac OS, Windows.
This action.
MongoDB in GitHub Actions. Starts a MongoDB server or replica, so that's not using the built-in one.
Yeah,
I only want to use the built-in one.
Finding ones that use the built-in, because I think maybe it was recent that they...
Starts a MongoDB server with the default port. Mm-hmm. I'll let you hunt that down. I am going to push this again. Mac OS works on Intel, which is cool. Test add Mac OS extra large latest with fries.
I'm trying to find a good example of the thing. Normally, when I've done this, I've had a secondary file that was the thing I want to be conditional, and you can use needs at the beginning of that one. So I'm just trying to figure out what the right syntax is to have it in the same file without like duplicating code. There's a way.
Yeah, that's my hope for. That's what I do as well. I mean, I think if we can just include all of it and just run it, that's fine. If they don't want to test against Mac OS because it might cost money, like I get that. That's fine. We've already like greatly increased. And this is good because we can take, oh yeah, see, yeah, this is what I was talking about right here. Boom. Oh.
Linux.
But
It thinks
it thinks Mac OS is Linux. I mean, is it wrong? But also,
so I guess that action doesn't currently work with the X large. We could
screenshot.
you can test it on the old one.
Well, the old one doesn't run in one, which is kind of the whole purpose of it. And I mean, again,
we'd have to get this action working. Yeah, I'm just checking. They only test on Mac OS latest, so let's see if there's any issue.
Mac OS 13 support input. Yeah, there's already a bug. It appears Postgres is not pre-installed on Mac OS 13. So
It looks like it's also on 12 as well.
So is this is just an issue with the actual
so the runner. Okay. 13.
So the challenge on this would just be because 12 worked. It was just because macOS latest, I would guess, would be 12 because it's the latest Intel.
Yes.
So, I mean, we could do an if that does brew install, but is brew included in the build? I mean, it said brew was included in the build.
It is very easy to find out. Give me 1 sec.
So we could just do
Yeah, it is installed.
name. Check for Mac OS runner. If Mac OS extra later, echo, this is a runner. Brew, install, Postgres SQL. I have no idea.
But isn't PostgreSQL is in the Mac OS runner?
I thought they were saying that it wasn't in the Mac OS runner.
It's not in the ARM64 one.
Oh,
Like on the
okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at the 12 one, I guess.
That one that you just added here. Is this the Mac OS 13?
So that's the 13 one. 12 does have Postgres pre-installed.
Homebrew is installed. Why does it not have Postgres installed?
It doesn't have any databases. Looks like it's too hard or something.
I'm guessing it was probably because at one point, because of ARM, like basically when the Great Schism started happening, everybody was like, oh, well, we're not going to build ARM binaries for these. And then people were like, oh, we can't do it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is nobody had CI runners to test.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at this announcement. Like, Node.js will be removed from all the images. Like,
oh, that's just the old version.
Yeah.
It's because now there's a newer node.
okay. Major refactoring of GitHub Action runner images repository. Currently, major refactoring. Possible impact scripts may. Okay. And then Android. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking about 14x. Yeah, because naturally Node is on 18. Yep, that's a thing. Okay, so they were saying just do homebrew as the thing, as the. I'm trying to figure out where that. Issues. PostgreSQL at 14. This was. I don't like pinning the version there, but that may be important.
So then you'd also have to do an if under the action setup Postgres because it's just not going to work, right? Oh no. Okay, I see what you're saying. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to have time to finish this up before Pamela has to jet. And then I'll have to jet shortly after. But we can continue on this tomorrow if people are free. If not, then...
Yeah, let's see if we can get it running in
in
that.
15 minutes. I think we can.
Yeah.
I mean, these should fail quickly. So I feel like if they're gonna fail, like we're gonna know that they failed fast. Wait, what?
There we go.
Yeah, so the Mac ones failed. They can...
Did I not push? I feel like I didn't push.
No.
Did I push?
Well...
I didn't push. No pushing happened. Yeah. I was like, it felt like the other ones shouldn't have passed that.
Okay, that's just GitHub being silly. You know how sometimes GitHub just doesn't show you all the checks? Just reload that. I think it's because they are using React now or something. This happens sometimes. Like, how does it suddenly just... Did the workflow... Oh, maybe there's invalid syntax in the workflow file. Can we take a look at that workflow file again? Do you have any...
It didn't yell at me. This doesn't seem like there should be a problem.
Can you use single or double quotes in...
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can get rid of the echo. That's...
Yeah.
And the fact that I didn't type echo echo is proof that I am maturing as a developer. And as just a human man baby, apparently. Removes echo. Echo. I was like, why is it reducing the amount of concerns? I was like, where's the... Okay. It didn't immediately vomit, so it looks like that's good.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, so it's set up.
Oh, it said a Python died. Version 3.8 was not found. Can you not use setup Python on...
Can you not use Python 3.8 on...
For the DYLD thing?
Oh, yeah, because ARM devices...
dilib. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get good ARM support until, what, 3.9? So this is where I think you...
Wait, how does 3.9 do, though? Because the 3.9 test also failed.
Because that's when you start to get new wheels.
Okay, but
Yeah.
3.9 also failed. So what was the error in 3.9?
Mm-hmm.
It may not be. It may be. Oh, 3.10 failed. 3.12 passed.
Nice. So
3.11 passed.
So what you could do is you could add an excludes to the matrix definition. And
Yeah.
Just say, because like, if... Yeah. Let me grab you this. I'm literally looking at these right now.
Because what I'm wondering is if there's a level of complexity of like, hey, Python is having Python problems, and it all seems like
That's not your fault.
DYLib. Like, I am okay with saying we support 3.8 to 3.12. Note if you're using an M1 device, we support 3.10 or 3.11 and up. Like, I think, and then you could also, because I mean, I could understand maybe the desire to be like, we support 3.8 to 3.12, but I mean, this is a chipset issue. It's not a Python issue. I mean, we could even include macOS latest for 3.8 through 3.10.
So I didn't realize this because I got my ARM recently, and I guess it defaulted to 3.10. So 3.8, 3.9. No, I guess it must have 310 doesn't even work on an ARM.
It's not that it doesn't work. It's just 310 was like the first time where I think there were like automatic wheels being built for the ARM chipset, and a lot of people were like, we're not going to support it, and we got a bunch of errors. Because I mean 310 was actually like, so I joined Microsoft 310 to 311.
Yeah, and we had Macs. We had ARM Macs,
And we caught all kinds of hell with our ARM devices.
but we did have Python 310. So how I'm just trying to understand, why did Python 310 work on our machine?
I think Python 310 works. I think not every package supported 310. Because if I remember correctly, because this reminds me of EuroPython. It was me, Anthony, and Steve Dower, and we were like sitting there trying to get like AZD to work. And we kept bumping into issues with it just being the default, because when we were packaging all of our stuff, it was like failing on wheel builds. It was like, oh yeah, you can't get a wheel for this because of some ARM thing. And it says, and then Jorge is saying that PS Util actually built the wrong wheel for ARM processors until it was fixed. And that's where I'm saying is I think, to me, using ARM didn't become quote unquote stable until 311. Like there were always little bugs. So for me at that point, I would just say run 311 and 312 on ARM, run 3.8 through 3.10 on Intel. Okay. And then we can still test Mac. We can still test the 3 operating systems. The question that I have with that is, Sarah, you were asking about having the excludes on here. I don't remember how that works.
I just sent you the link.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did.
I got you. It's literally just a key after at the matrix level, and then you just say excludes. And that would give you the ability to, if you wanted to test both the ARM and not ARM versions of Mac, then you'd be able to exclude only the ARM versions. Yeah, so you can see right after, you don't need...
Okay, so it's a separate area. It's exclude this, does this. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we would do...
Yeah,
we gotta
so
add one more.
As matrix, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta add one more though. macOS latest, and then you do exclude. Oh, boom. Well, that's pretty ambitious.
Include it, but also don't.
Don't do anything. And then OS, yeah. Like that.
Okay, so
is it excludes?
There is no ARM machines, or there's no non-ARM machines anymore. Like,
they don't make Intel machines period anymore. Like you can't. I think there's like maybe one Intel device you can still buy, and that is the Mac Pro.
So I guess my question is, why exclude the?
I see what you're saying. Just test everything.
Like someone might have an old machine.
Yeah. Okay.
So they would have a newer version of Python.
That's fair. This is one level in, by the way.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Can I just not read docs? I cannot read docs.
No, they just don't have tab highlighting. you need different tab colors and lines.
Rainbow tabs.
Rainbow tabs in GitHub would be broken. I would love it.
But yeah. Researching my previous ambition of trying to get it to only run the Mac ones after the other ones run, the simplest way would mean you have to have a separate JSON file of basically a list of these matrix values. If you want that, I would suggest probably the best option is fail fast if you at some point need to, because I'm guessing the runs for Linux will be the fastest.
Yeah.
So, it's hard without separate workflows to set up that conditionality.
So the nice thing is most of these will happen on a cron job. So we just kind of wake up and we're like, oh, hey, a bunch of changes were made. And now let's see what happened. Because we're doing a GitHub workflow, we have a policy in place where you can't have a workflow add or modify a workflow, which I understand, security. So we have to manually push that. And that's where I was saying for this, we're going to have to go in and go into Cookie Cutter Relic Cloud and go into a new branch off of main. What changes did I have? Rough? Oh no, that rough? Just rough? Yeah, these are just rough changes. It looks like, yeah, these are rough changes. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. And then push that. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so now we go to main, we pull down those changes. We go into Cookie Cutter, and then inside of our Cookie Cutter, we have to go into our test. Whew. There's a lot of these. Oh, no, this is all raw. So this actually can mostly be copy and pasted.
Yeah, I mean, mainly the thing. Okay. Bye, Pamela.
All right, yeah, I gotta head out.
Okay.
You know how great I am at YAML.
Yeah, I've got like 15 minutes before I absolutely need to head out, so I can like start wailing away on this.
All right, well, very good progress. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get this done. Awesome.
Bye.
See ya. Sarah, were you jetting too, or do you have 15 more minutes?
I got 15 more minutes.
Okay. So we've got that. We need to do the exclude, which was, I gotta remember how this works, or I can just tab over.
Yeah,
Look at this.
like, why are you
I have to remember it. I have to convert it to memory in my brain.
Why?
Because there we go. Get rid of that.
You need the lewd at the end of line.
Lewd?
Version.
Oh.
Yeah. That is what it did. I am not. I'm describing what I see.
This is how. This is how code problems happen. Oh, what was it? Oh, no, this is the old one. This had to be the old one. Oh. Did I not exclude? Oh.
Okay, let's take a look.
Okay, yeah. That's...
So it could be that maybe it's failing on the non-ARM Mac on newer Python. So let's just take a look at what parts of the matrix failed.
Oh, yeah. Why did it still did these?
Confusing.
Yeah. That one, Windows 3.8. Man, just dark times for Windows 3.8 and Windows. Okay, so yeah, these shouldn't have ran. That's what this says, right?
Exclude 3.8, 3.9, 3.10. That would be my understanding. You could try just force rerunning the action.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was looking at this right. So they have OS version environment. They give is it because I did?
Oh, maybe quotes.
Yeah.
Well, but you use quotes everywhere else.
Yeah.
Which I don't usually do, but Ooh, Control D. Grab all the. Oh, that works too.
Vim mode. Let's go. I hope that works, because
Probably unquote the version numbers as well.
yeah, that's what I. Oh yeah, down here too.
I got you. Cool.
Oh darn it! I did that in the wrong one.
Oh no.
That's fine.
I still think it would be fun to do like a thing where it's like code editing golf, where the fewest number of keystrokes or commands to edit a block of text.
That's. I think the thing that's hard about that is there's also like mental energy involved. Like I would rather confidently do it a slower way than unconfidently do it and mess something up.
No, in the context of a silly competition. Not
Yeah. Also, then the Emacs people get involved, and we don't want them involved.
Well, yeah, I would limit it to VS Code, like a vanilla VS Code. You don't get your Vim and Emacs.
Oh, what? I don't like that.
I like the VS Code ones.
I like VS
I'm
Code.
pretty proficient.
Oh yeah, we got to get rid of all of that. Got to get rid of all of that. And then we come into here, and it was in there. I feel like that was one right there.
Yes.
And then we need to go and remove the services. Oh, Jay's breaking stuff. We're breaking stuff. It's going south. Curse you, Vim mode. Oh. I forgot. It doesn't like the paragraph down because there's a whole lot of goofiness in here that we gotta fight through.
Okay, so that's old Postgres setup stuff.
Yeah. And then
On line, you need to set up Python up 2 lines. Nope. Line 4 down from where you are.
here.
Yes, at the end of the line, you can see the name got.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
You should do a live share for this.
I've got 10 minutes.
No. In the future.
In the future, live share would be great.
Yes.
Is it a Vim command or a cat walking on a keyboard? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, if you want to know, that command that I put in was quite... It was clean. It wasn't too bad. It was... S dash. That just looks like a silly face someone made.
Yeah.
Drunk man tap dancing on a cheese grater. I don't know. Like... Uh... 3-1.
Huh? Oh,
Mistakes were made.
maybe they all should be quoted.
Don't use quotes. I never use quotes.
Well, I don't do anything lower than 311.
If I had it my way, I wouldn't do anything lower than 312. Like, bleeding edge. Anthony had it his way, be 313.
I'm excited for 314. That's truly going to be the best version of Python.
What happens in 314? Is that when they drop the GIL?
Oh, maybe. No, it's just that it's pi.
Oh, yeah.
No principled reason. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
We don't need an actual valid reason. we're just doing what we know. Okay, I think this is good here. Cool. I should do this in another branch. Git testing on all OS is because adding
Possess. Wow. Okay.
who does the OS belong to? Belongs to us. Oh, so good, so good. Comp test. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, so cookie cutter. Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot. Okay.
So, okay, I understand now.
Yeah, because otherwise stuff breaks. But since we were just testing with Flask, what we can do is we'll just do it from Flask. From multiprocessing.
Weren't we just testing Postgres?
Yeah, but this is...
Oh, I see. Never mind. Yep.
Yeah, this one is Flask Postgres flexible. So what we would probably do is we would build out the flat, and that's good because that means I can show you how that works too. Yeah, so the CLI, I was talking about the CLI.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what we have is now we can do manual patterns. So you do update tool or tools, update info, and then you do repos. We'll just do dash help there. And that'll give you like this pattern where you can do update. So when you do like update, and then your pattern can be like star, or you would just do Flask. And it'll look for all of our patterns in Flask. And it'll only update those with cookie cutter, but it'll manually update all of them. So, and then it'll try to do the PR, and you get like this nice fancy log here that is like, hey, you did this pattern. Here's all the ones that we found. And then it starts cloning from GitHub. Cruft does like these .reg files if there's a merge conflict. So then if it finds a merge conflict, then it doesn't abort. It just continues on to the next one. But it saves the path for everything. So like you can come in here and then go and manually fix those reg files and then finish the process. And then it does everything, including creating the PR for it. And it has support for custom branches. So like we can actually deploy from this branch to all the Flask ones and verify. And if it works, then we merge those changes into main. So that allows us to do rapid testing of different versions. Like, oh, hey, we have this. Like I could do an update if, this next PR merges. What I would probably do, I would merge it. I would do a PR and then see what the changes are and see if they're any different. I could have sworn I updated this. Did I not? Fam, you gotta sync the changes. You just gotta do that. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna do the Django ones for this, or sorry, the Flask ones for this. It wasn't process. It was import threaded. Is it?
I thought it was.
Again, it's over here.
Thread
We can
pool. Yeah, thread pool.
thread pool as pool. Then we go down a long way. We change this to spawn. Oh dear.
Just split that up then, I guess.
Yep.
And I also added an extra line in there that I don't think you want. the if MongoDB in cookie cutter,
Oh,
I think was added.
This is a thing I do wish Copilot would do slightly better, is like, if I say like, set your like updates to only go so deep. Like, I understand what it was trying to do. It saw a pattern, it wanted to implement that pattern, but I'm just like, hey, just don't. Like,
I mean, the thing is that would require it to understand the content of what it's showing you, and it is a random word generator, so it would have no idea when that concept stops.
Don't you cuss at me like that, Sarah?
I am explaining the statistical background.
I know what it's doing.
I know you know what it's doing,
but I need it to do it better. It's just what I'm saying.
I agree, and like there are ways of doing AI model. Basically, you have to train. You can't just throw a code base at it. You have to like have additional.
Oh, here we go. Right here. So, and then we're swapping out this. Actually, if I remember correctly, we didn't have to swap out too much. It was just pull. You create a pull, and then you do apply async. And okay, so pull is equal to pull processes 1, and then here you do pull dot pull dot stop pull dot apply async. I can't type. There we go. And get rid of Damon equals true. And
now, did we have the filter on that one for Flask only?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because the way you call Fast API is different. You have to do like a wait for server ready thing.
Okay, so that was already split out.
Yeah. And then do we get rid of proc start?
Just pull close. Yes.
Yeah.
And so then it's just pull close.
And then bam. I'm gonna lose it. Oh my god. I never had this problem with, and it's doing this purely because we're in a cookie cutter template. Because it gets like all this stuff, and it's like, I don't know what you're doing. It's like, I give up. I quit. So like, it always just wants to break on like the dumbest things. Okay, so did we change anything else? Yes.
The version.
PyProject.toml. Yeah. Which is in here. Psycho 99. Did you hear Andre Bauer died?
Yes.
Oh, because as soon as I said 2.99, I was like 99.
99.
Oh.
I know.
Everybody is too young to be falling off like this.
I think he was only 61.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're not getting the excludes working.
Thanks for joining, Jorge.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't. We're gonna have to just pull that because it's not working, and I don't know how to make it work.
Pull.
This exclude is not working. And this is in beta still, so I don't think that should be a problem. But I can't, what do we do?
Let me.
Also, I'm really pushing up on time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove this part just so I can run this and have it start building out this stuff. Because then we can just do that. We updated this to 9.9. Cool. Now I do my little command. We do the command. The command is fun. It's basically this command actually. Boom. And then boom. So it starts cloning. And now I'll let that run because that's just gonna run in the background. And we can see the log here.
Cool.
Yeah. Ape repos found Flask, and it's going to start doing stuff. The funny thing is, Oh, those do exist. No! I should cancel this actually, which is fine because it's not gonna. Everything is done locally. So this pattern, but that's the cool thing because it's pattern, which means I can do Flask dash star dot star dash Postgres. There we go. Because that dot star that'll include Cosmos Postgres, but it won't include Cosmos Mongo.
Will it include the Flask Postgres add-on ACA?
Yeah, because of the dash will get included. The dot is a wildcard, and I'm saying the wildcard is optional.
Ah, okay, yep.
So boom. Also, we can check the log and see what it tells us. 6 repos.
I think that's it.
Flexible, Postgres, add-on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
There's
6.
2 less
Bingo.
repos than before. So.
Yeah, perfect. Also, I need to fix that. I don't know why the first one. Oh, because I think I did join on that. Silly me. Okay, so yeah, that's running. That's going to run in the background. It's doing its cruft update thing now. And again, like this already. Oh, that's. Oh, because I didn't do. There were a few problems with this call. Problem 1, branch. Branch needs to be the name of this branch, which.
Did we commit these changes?
Also, we did not commit these changes. We did
sorry.
not commit these.
The commit messages, we did not commit these. Excellent.
Only because I don't want to have to fight with it later. So branch is going to be equal to get.
You probably want to publish the branch too.
You're not wrong. Get testing on all OSs. Commit. No, not commit. Oh, wait. No. Branch is going to be test Mac OS and Windows. Branch is the distant branch, the destination branch.
Yep.
Checkout, and because checkout is kind of a pass-through command, is your local. So get testing on all OSs. And the nice thing is it creates a new folder every time it runs. So I can just come in here and...
No, made up. Excellent.
I should also give these, should be able to pass in custom ones, but that's not a feature yet. So I can just come in here and see which one it is or not. Really? Did I not give myself that information? I feel like I should have gave myself that information. Okay, yeah, so see, now they're running. And it creates pull requests. So then I can immediately just go in here and click on the pull request for that new version. Boom. And see what the actual changes were. There were a lot more changes than I thought. That kind of scares me. Oh, no. These were the changes that Pamela added too. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. That's a lot of changes. I don't remember all these changes. Test playwright. Cool. Check for violations. I don't see the changes that we made. Where are the changes that we made?
Is it only doing it from main maybe and not...
Craft.json dev container, Azure dev.yaml, test. No, Chromium with test. Did I miss something? Because I forgot to add that. Yeah, it didn't add our changes. What the what?
It seems like maybe they're on different branches because you only made get testing OSs. I don't know if you did that off. I don't know.
Hold on. Say Say that one more time.
Where did Pamela make those changes?
Those were
She
on
was-
main.
Right. So it looks like it's not listening to your
The branch
the branch
flag. Ugh. That's
Yeah. Or
annoying.
not branch, sorry, checkout.
Oh, that's even more frustrating because, again, that's just a pass through. Creating a PR for update repos here. I'm trying to see if I added this. And this is why I wanted to test this, because I need to get some of those issues. See, pushing changes to test macOS and Windows.
Well, the pushing is
Oh, that's
fine.
the default. Yeah.
Checkout, and I don't see a log message here for the checkout.
Yeah. Darn it. Okay. And then Flask Postgres add-on apps. Yeah, Postgres add-on app service doesn't exist. So that's like the other good part is like if it doesn't exist, if it can't find it, it's just like, oh yeah, hey, we couldn't find it. Sorry. Probably because it doesn't exist. So
So this is on Cookie Cutter Relic Cloud.
yeah.
Okay. No, I'm curious, and I just want to see. I know you got a jet, so
Yeah. All right, friends. Yep, we got a jet, so I'm going to end the stream there. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and yeah, we'll catch you maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, we're gonna do this again tomorrow. So cool.
Yeah, I will. I'll try to wake up earlier.
Oh, no worries.
I have been obsessed with the Blue-Eyed Samurai on Netflix, and
I got Lunar, the Lunar static search, like the embed static search, like embed static site search embed. I got it working with Render Engine, and I'm excited.
Nice.
So now in my little local demo, I can search across my website again and pull up things. It's so nice. All right, I'm gonna end my stream there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You're all awesome.